edition of Introducing. I'm your host, Smart Video Girl, here with another great show for you all. It is Introducing the Podcast. I am your girl, Smart Video Girl. You know, what can I say? It's another Tuesday. Again, you have tuned in at 8 p.m. right here on YouTube only. All right. So this season, don't forget, we're coming to you at 8 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. And I'm so glad that we are. All right, because I just need all of it. Okay. I just need all of it. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everyone who has, everyone who will. Okay. And all those shares, I really appreciate you. We want to get to 100. Let's get to 100. Let's get to 100 subscribers on the channel. Okay. But we want quality over quantity. So I'll take it any day. Any day. All right. I hope y'all are doing wonderful today. Today is what, February 21st. We are in the middle of Black History Month. There's so much going on. Hey, everybody. Y'all tuning in. Hey, Corlin Jones. Hey, sis. Oh, listen, I need a picture of you with the picture. Yeah, with the painting. I was just saying. And so I can share it with everybody so they can see the connections that are made here on Introducing. Hey, K Gemini. Well, look, I say K Gemini because I know who this is. That's my sister. So, hey, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys, I really do appreciate you. I just want you to know that I'm definitely someone who appreciates each and every person who takes time out on Tuesdays and any other time that you get to tune into the show, because it definitely means a lot to me. It is a passion thing, it's a purpose thing for me. And so for you to be here and share that with me, I truly am greatly appreciative of that. I want you to know that. So today we got a great show. Today's show. Oh, don't forget to follow me. IG Smart Video Girl. If you didn't hear like the whole intro introducing Smart Video Girl, that's me. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, make sure you send me that. I appreciate that. So make sure you follow me over there on IG. I post from time to time. I'm not really a big poster, but I'm working on it. So I appreciate you all for tuning in again to Introducing the Podcast here every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on the Only Greatness Media Production YouTube channel. And like I was getting ready to say, today's show topic is divine. No, no, I'm sorry. I'm lying. All by design. All by design. And that's because we're going to be talking to we're going to be talking about something called human design. And this may be a very new concept for everybody, but as you know, on this show, what do? New people, new things, and new ways of thinking. So I have a guest for you today who is my new person who's going to be introducing something maybe that may be new to you all, which is human design. And of course, the topic is all by design because we are all here, specially, uniquely made, which I'll get into that a little more. So I want to just say how all this is working out by design. Okay, let's keep it transparent. My guest texted me today and said that she was not feeling well. She woke up and she was not feeling 100%. So first and foremost, I want to give her a shout out and I want to send her well wishes, right? But how it all works, how it all works together for the good, how it all works together for the good for those, right? Right. I actually had a chance to interview her before the show. Hallelujah. Shamananai. When I tell you I can make these things up, I can't. Right. It all works out by design. I actually had an opportunity. She's in New York. I went to New York to do an interview. And it was so funny because when I got to New York, I switched the whole plan up. I told her, I said, hey, because my intention was to go there, interview her, talk to her about human design, do the whole show, right? I was going to do the whole show from New York during taping. And then I was going to come back and tape it because that was my plan initially for this second season. But then, it was the energy. It was you guys. It was y'all's energy that was like, no, I can't be doing no pre-tape shows and be not coming to y'all because I need your energy. I feel y'all energy and I like the interaction of being able to come in live with you guys, answer questions, and just be present in the moment with you all. So when I got there, I took my son. We took the train, took the Amtrak train to New York City. It was wonderful. We went to Manhattan. It was great. We stayed in Koreatown. She came past the hotel. I did a brief interview with her. And I was like, yeah, we're gonna do this. I'm just gonna do a little interview and then I'm gonna chop it up and then we're gonna come on the show. You're gonna elaborate. Girl, let me tell you. So her being sick, not feeling well today actually works out very well. It's all by design. And it's not my design. It's all by God's design, okay? All by God's design. And so these things that happen just happen. If you see my shirt, I have on a Be Earth You shirt. It says all things happen for a reason, right? And it's all, and the universe is working in my favor. So again, all things happen for a reason, and the universe is working in my favor. All things happen for a reason, and the universe is working in my favor. Amen. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Won't he do it? That's what I'm talking about. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? God makes all things work together for good. Yes. And won't he do it? Yes, he will. So, without further ado, I do want to bring on my human design expert. Oh, let me hold on. Rewind. Can we talk about this hair though? I got a haircut. I got a haircut at the beginning of the year. My goal was to cut this hair off, right? Now it is growing back. I need another haircut. Like I don't understand. Like I'm gonna need this. I love it though. I'm loving it. It's kind of funky, fresh, and everything like that. It's all by design. But I really need another haircut. I just had to say that because this is how I was feeling. So look, get your pen and paper ready. We're gonna have a discussion. I'm gonna bring you Miss Claudia, who is a soul coach, and she's gonna talk to you a little bit about human design. Me and her caught up when I was in New York, and I did a brief conversation. I'm telling you, it's a very, very engaging conversation. You may learn a lot, and then when we come back on the other side of that, we're going to continue to learn some more here on Introducing the Podcast. Today's topic is called All by Design. So, without further ado, I bring you Miss Claudia virtually. Well, kind of virtually. Anyway, Miss Claudia, and I'm not even gonna say her last name because she's from Dominica, and I can't say it the way she says it. She says it so eloquently. So, introducing Soul Coach Claudia.
Okay. I am Claudia Adalgisa, and I am a soul coach,
Mm-hmm.
which is my version of life coach intermixed with spiritual coaching, intermixed with the fact that we all have this soul essence. And I opened I started Amor Personified in 2019.
Yeah.
As a result of getting certified in Reiki and then understanding that healing was something that really lit me up and wanting to really pursue that. So in 2019, I started Amor Personified. I quit my job and I went full force, full in, living in Colorado. And as a result of that, started getting even more intermixed with other things that I love, like Akashic Records. And then as a result of 2020, led back into human design and really dove in deep to exploring that, exploring myself, healing myself, because that's really what this entrepreneurship for me has been about me, right? And it's me, what has worked for me, and then embodying the spirit and embodying the healer. So more personified as a healing business, as a spiritual business, and it is about teaching, it's about empowering and inspiring action and self-love. So that's a really that's an overview.
I love that overview. It just made me happy.
Yeah.
That overview just made me all happy because one of my things now is I teach. I tell my motto is do the work, keep the faith, and the work is you.
Mm,
The
yeah.
work is yourself. It's not things. It's not trying to accomplish and be successful in your accolades, but more so discovering who you are. If you can do that work, then everything else will kind of unfold on its own. That's my personal belief. So, what was very pivotal for me in 2022, which was a very transitional year for me, was discovering my human design. Okay. And we've all heard this, we're all uniquely made, we're all made, special and unique. But human design really allowed me to dig into what that uniqueness was.
Mm.
So, can you just give us an overview, a summary of, in general, what human design is?
Yeah. So human design is a system. And it's known as like a system of differentiation, and it's based on science, but essentially this human, I feel like it's a series of humans that actually got the download for human design. And it's
Mm,
one person in particular that got some information and then got together with someone that had already done some research and started building this system,
okay.
which is really an amalgamation. I love the word amalgamation, but it's like a mixture of systems
Okay.
all in one.
Okay.
So it's similar to astrology in terms of you get a chart. It's called a body graph, but it's
Okay.
a chart like your natal chart in astrology, which it gives you where the planets were based when you were born. But with human design, it's a mixture of systems. So you have the Vedic system, like the chakra Vedic system. You have astrology, you have numerology, you have I Ching, you have Kabbalah. You have like all these elements all in one.
Wow.
And the scientific portion is when you enter in your birth time and your birth date and your location, you will get a calculation of about 3 months before your birth date
Wow.
and your exact birth date. And that will compile this chart of your design and your personality, which is it's termed in different ways and different people will call it different ways, but essentially it's kind of like your conscious and your unconscious.
Yeah.
And so it's all of these elements that make up who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and you get this graph which has like this roadmap. So
Mm-hmm.
the roadmap is you prior to like being born and you being born, and it's off of the basis of like this is the energy in which you chose to live this life.
Mm.
As a part of that, all of the things on your body graph and everybody's body graph essentially make up determine who you are in terms of
Mm.
a type. So in human design, this is divided into 5 different types, which really it's 4 and 1 hybrid type.
Yes.
And it classifies humans into these 4 types.
Okay.
And then within these 4 types, there are different strategies and different things that you're supposed to listen to and follow in order to interact with this world and the energy that is here.
Yes.
So all the different centers in your body graph have different significances, have different meanings. There's the gates, which are the gates of the I Ching. They all have different meanings. And it's all in terms of how you process energy, how you're meant to really interact with the world.
Wow.
So there's a lot of numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Everything means something. It can be really overwhelming at first, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the beauty of human design is learning what your type is, right? So you could be either a manifester, a generator, a reflector, or projector. And the hybrid type is the manifesting generator.
Yes.
So, knowing your type, every type has a strategy and has an authority. These three elements are the best thing to start focusing in on when it comes to human design at first. Because, and I'm saying this like as somebody now who has been reading human design for a while, who has been following her human design for a while, I will say this, and I feel like I was told this too, but a lot of people don't listen. I didn't listen either. But now it's been some years being on this path and teaching about this path and understanding what human design is. It's all about deconditioning yourself from what was placed on you. Essentially, there's the nurture debate, right? Like there's nature versus nurture. It depends on what you ultimately believe, but I do believe that there's a lot of messages that we get from the womb and out as to how we're supposed to live life. And all of these messages that we get, not all of them take into consideration who we are. So I do feel like that element of who we are is there. And oftentimes we are shifted out of that by society, by our parents, by everything just telling us this is how it's supposed to be. This is how it's supposed to be. So we get so many messages. And by the time like we get to a certain age, right? And I want to say for me, obviously it was mid-30s that you get to this age where you're just like, okay, I've done everything everybody else told me to do. I did all the things. I got all the things that I was supposed to get. Like I was supposed to, buy a house by this time. I was supposed to have the kids, the dog. I had the backyard chickens. This is me, literally me. Like I did the 9 to 5 job, the full-time parenting, the PTA, the volunteer, the activism. Like I did all of these things that I was supposed to do. And yet I did not feel happy or content or satisfied with my life. Wow. So I feel like you hit this point. I feel like a lot of people hit this point. If you hit this point, if you're watching this, you probably hit this point. Right. If you're having this conversation, you probably hit this point where you're like, what am I doing? What am I supposed to really be doing? Yeah. And at that point, you start to really analyze, okay, these are all the messages that I got. And I got all these messages from these people. And these people aren't necessarily happy in their lives. So why I just followed along with what they told me to do, and it didn't bring me the happiness and joy and whatever. So I'm still waiting for the happiness and joy and whatever. How do I get there? What do I do?
Somebody tell me the way.
Yeah. Like where? And so human design is beneficial for people that are there in a place because it's about deconditioning. The deconditioning all of those messages, all of that programming, all of those core beliefs that we took on that do not serve us, that we're now ready to get rid of. The way to start is by understanding your type. We get there by understanding your type, your strategy, and your authority.
Type, strategy, and authority.
Those are the three things to really just take in when you are just looking at human design.
Gotcha.
Off the bat. Yeah. And I say that because what happens is, and this is because of conditioning, we get so caught up in trying to figure out what everything means.
Oh, girl.
We want to know every little detail. We want to know the history. We want this. We want to know that. We want to drown ourselves in information. But guess what happens? Nothing happens as a result of that. Like you will drown in a sea of information, and you will just drown because you're not going anywhere. You don't know. You're just reading shit. You're like, yeah, I identify with this. This is me. This is who I like. You will, but then it's like, well, what do you
do with that?
What do you do,
girl?
So
you must have known I had my chart, and I was like, okay, this number means that, and this number means this. Okay, so before and this, because I've been getting more and more. So I was like trying to figure out the subconscious. I was like, okay, I give up. It was a lot of numbers. I was like, okay, I'm over it. I'll come back later.
For sure, with human design, the power is knowing what type you are, what your strategy is, and what your authority is.
Got it.
once you know these three things, this is what helps you start to decondition. Period. It's what's going to help you understand. So if you're a projector, you know your strategy is wait for the invitation. At this point, and honestly, if we're going to get into the types, I don't know if you wanted to go there, but like it's essentially understanding what that is. Mm-hmm. Starting to entering a piece, we naturally have a resistance. Mm-hmm. This is all part of the process, right? Yeah. It's all part of the process. It's to have a resistance. Like you hear, like mine, right? I'm a manifesting generator, so it's respond. Mm-hmm. And so to hear that, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what am I responding to? Like, why? Right. Why do I have to respond? Like, it was hard. Yeah, because then that is now like you have to wait, because in order for you to respond, something has to come to you for you to respond to it, and now it's like this seems like a whole lot. Like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time to respond.
Waiting for the invitation. I was like, was anybody going to invite me? Yeah. I'm here. Hello. Can I come? Like, yeah. So I totally get that. Yeah. I totally get that. It's that shift in, like, okay, now it's like, so I'm supposed to wait for the invitation. That means somebody has to ask me. I don't know if I want to wait. Like, I'm impatient. You know, I was like, how do you do that? Like, how do I wait?
For projectors, I feel like it's so hard. Yeah. So projectors and reflectors are non-energy types in the system of human design, and it's the hardest one to like really put your understand how you're supposed to interact with the world as a non-energy type. Yeah. So like generators, our design, although it seems confusing at the beginning, once we really understand it, there's so much power there. There's so much beauty there. There's so much more understanding. Yeah. And manifestors are super powerful too, energy beings. And you literally can start immediately. Like you learn what your type is and your strategy. Manifestors, it's to inform. If you want to start doing, and it's hard because there's a lot of manifest. All of us, I want to say all of us, every type that finds out their type is like excited, and then it's like, I don't want to do that. Right. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do it. Right. I don't want to inform nobody, nothing. Right. I just want to do what I'm gonna do.
It's that resistance.
There's an immediate resistance. Yeah. There is an immediate resistance. The power of healing and the power of self-actualization is understanding that there's part of the resistance, that we are our worst enemies when it comes to shit, right? So we have to like, I'm resisting. Understand that. Yeah. I absolutely am resisting. Right. What do I want to do here? Do I want to keep resisting, or do I want to surrender and take on something that's new? Yeah. Because the old is no longer working. The old has never really worked. It hasn't worked. You understand that. You're here, you're in agreement. You can understand that the old didn't work. Right. The old needs to go. So the embracing the new is hard, it's difficult. And embracing a new system like human design, again, is hard. Yeah. Because it's like, it's so different. Mm-hmm. But the more that you do, and again, those three things as an introductory, like just those three things, like don't even fall into the trap. I fell into the trap. Yeah. What happens is when you fall into the trap of trying to get all the information right away and looking at all the details, is you inundate yourself. And it's self-sabotage. You're inundating yourself with a lot of information that you don't know what to do nothing with, because you haven't even started to decondition. Yeah. You haven't even started to follow the first couple of steps. You're
not even waiting for the invitation. You can't even wait. So what you want? Why you even want to know what your subconscious and your conscious? You can't even wait.
Exactly. Like you can't even wait. You did it. You just, and there's so many people. Yeah. I'm telling you, there's people that like I put onto human design and then could tell me more in the sense of a lot of things. But then I'm like, but what are you actually doing about it? Yeah. I'm like, how are you implementing? How are you taking it in? And they wouldn't have a response. And I'm like, that's the thing.
That's the thing, yeah.
We all have our calling. We all have our missions. We all have our purpose. Some of us don't have a purpose according to human design also. Like, that's really real.
Wow.
Yes. So
Wow.
some people don't have a purpose. Some people don't resonate with a purpose.
Pawns.
And the people that don't resonate with a purpose,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to even understand that.
Yeah.
There's a lot that's hard to understand according to the system of human design.
Yeah.
There is, but I feel like the more that you start understanding your strategy,
Mm-hmm.
living by your strategy, following your strategy,
Wow.
when you start to follow that, that's where you tap into the magic of who you are and you start understanding how you interact with energy. You
Ooh.
start understanding how the world responds to you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it becomes fun. And that's
Yeah.
when it becomes like, okay, I get this.
I could do this.
I
Yeah.
could do this.
Yeah.
This feels like why I'm here
On social media.
on social media. So I am mostly on Instagram,
Okay.
on social media. I am on YouTube, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to build.
Okay.
My handles are more personified altogether.
Okay.
So Amor, AMOR, and
Mm-hmm.
personified together. That's how you'll find me on across platforms, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. I
Okay.
have a group on Facebook
Mm-hmm.
called Amor Heals. And in that group, I like to go into depth about my journey and things and provide tools
Okay.
that'll help other people on their journeys. I feel like
Okay.
people meet me across all facets of where they are.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's beautiful. Like, let's just stay in touch and connected.
Mm-hmm.
So those are primarily the methods right now to get in contact with me, to stay in contact.
One last thing. Is there, if you had to give anyone any advice on their journey of healing, soul healing, what would that one piece of advice
Do the thing that scares you.
be?
The thing that pops in your head that terrifies you. The thing that you judge other people for doing. The thing that like makes you feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do that thing.
Oh, wow, that was a that was a good one. You heard it. Okay, make sure you go follow her on all social media platforms. You'll see it at the bottom of the screen, and make sure you check out introducing will where she'll be joining me to chop it up more on this particular subject of
Yeah.
human design and healing your soul. I love that. All right, peace.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh my gosh, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you understand why I wanted to have her as a guest, why I wanted to introduce human design to my introducing family, because human design was very pivotal for me, if I'm being transparent. It was very pivotal for me last year as I was discovering myself. Um, you know, on my journey to authenticity, it was very important. It was like almost key that I discovered my quote unquote human design. And for those who do not know, I'm a projector. So what I'm going to do is I do have, if you want to find out what your human design is, you can go to this website. It's scrolling down at the bottom, and you can get your reading. You need your time of birth, your place of birth, right, and your date of birth, of course, um, and it'll give you your human design. And so it was very, 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 very pivotal for me to find out what my human design was, and it helped me. In life. Like it was very helpful, like she said. And I'm going to go a little bit into it. I would have loved to have her here so she can kind of elaborate, but I am going to invite her back later when she is feeling better, maybe to have some more discussion about human design and how it really plays out. But I did want to leave you guys with some information about that. But I want you to stay tuned, Okay, okay. Because really what I want to do right now and is tell you guys about some things that I have going on before I introduce you to the four. Well, it's the oh, I didn't do the other one. So it's four types and then there's a hybrid type. So I'm going to show you those. I'm going to introduce those to you in 1 second. But I need to update you guys of what's going on with your girl. Okay, all by design. So today I wanted to update you all. You guys know I have a whole lot of things going on, and first and foremost I want you to remember, check out Be Earth You. All right, welcome to Authenticity, the lifestyle brand that promotes living authentically. And if we're talking about human design, we all have a unique design. So this is like where this concept is coming from. This is not just a brand, like this was literally a download. So the Be Earth You concept is saying that you are here on earth, you're a spiritual being having this earthly experience. And it is up to you to be earth you, to live your quote unquote human design, which is what you have to do here on earth. All right. All right. So make sure you visit www.beearthyou.com and you can check out some of these sweatshirts. You see those here, the one I have on, and we got some pillows, we got hats, we got a whole bunch of things. So make sure you check out the website and grab you some Be Earth You merchandise, okay? And your girl is speaking. OMG, it's happening. It's going down. See, look at my hair. Look how short my hair was. Look at my hair. Look at my roof, like they said. All right. Every Woman series, I will be participating on in the Every Woman series. March is Women's History Month, and during the month of March, I will be one of the 20, I believe it's 26 speakers who will participate in the Every Woman series. And my day is March 3rd at 1 p.m. So if you scan this QR code right here, it'll take you to the Speak Up Sis YouTube page, and you can subscribe to that, like it as well, because sharing is caring around here. And then you can tune in on the 3rd at 1 p.m. to see me, and you can continue to tune in to support the other women who will be sharing their stories um, in the month of March. So I want to give a shout out to the founder of Speak Up Sis for the opportunity to be able to speak. I am eternally grateful for it. All right. Okay. Uh, this is my calendar. So this Thursday, I'll be hosting my first The Work Is You Thursday workshop. So the Work Is You Thursday workshops are going to be held every fourth Thursday of the month at 2 p.m. on Facebook in the Facebook group. And I'll be doing different workshops about doing the work that is you. So you guys know I'm all about authenticity. I'm all about doing the work, keep the faith. I have my group coaching program that's going to be starting in March. But for those who do not get into the program, into the coaching program, but still want to be able to tap into some of these things, tap into some of these concepts, I will be doing workshops on the fourth Thursday of the month. So you can go to Facebook and follow or like the Do the Work, Keep the Faith Facebook page. And at 2 p.m., I will be going live and doing a workshop. This month, the topic is become the leader of you. Be the leader of you. As we talk about Black History Month, a lot of times people are always looking for uh, a leader, a new leader. We're looking for another Malcolm. We're looking for another Martin. But what we have to realize is that we have to be accountable for ourselves. So we have to develop the leader within us in order to really shift and create that new movement, especially in the Black community. So that's why I'm starting it off with that for Black History Month, because I want to empower my people to become the leaders of themselves so that we can make a shift in our community. Okay. All right. Going back to my calendar. This Sunday, again, I will be on Believe again. If you missed it last Sunday, you go back and check it out. But I'll be on Believe again this Sunday at 6 p.m. talking about what is Black Power as we wrap up Black History Month. And then in March, again, March 3rd, Friday, March 3rd, I'll be on the Speak Up Sis at 1 p.m. I will be on I will be doing Speak Life, which is by IG Live that I co-host with Mr. Cortland Jones, who tunes into the show, and I appreciate you so much for doing that at 10 a.m. on IG. So make sure you're following me on at Smart Video Girls so that you can tap into that. And then Sunday, March 18th, I will be speaking at the Social Justice Racial Injustice, which is a Bible study at 2 p.m. And I'll be talking about Dreams of a Vision, which is documentary that I'm working on. Again, tapping into that Black history and the empowerment of our people. All right. So this is very important. And I have a brand new date for you guys. So this is brand new. You guys are getting this first. I just want you to know that. You guys are getting this first. I will be speaking. Did I not put it up? I didn't bring it. Oh, I'm so sad about it. It's all right. I'm gonna bring it up for you guys. I will be speaking um April 13th through the 15th in the Passion, Purpose, and Peace seminar. Okay, it's a workshop summit that is going to be happening. It's a brand new speaking engagement. I'm so excited about it. I got the opportunity. I will be speaking at the first annual Passion, Purpose, and Peace Summit. It's a 3-day virtual event. And again, I'm spreading this message. The work is you, my journey to authenticity. So I'm going to be speaking to you guys about that. And yes, the calendar is full. Yes, it is. The calendar is full. So I thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. Again, I just wanted to give you an update, let you know where I'm gonna be at, all these places that I'm gonna be around town and everything like that. So I thank you. If you want to keep up with me, you can always send me an email at tellemchris@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram at Smart Video Girl, and I will keep you up to date with all that stuff that's got going on. So let's go back into this human design real quick. I want to share with everybody, if you had an opportunity to go on over and get your chart or to find out what your human design is, please share it in the group. Let me know. Tell me what you are so we can all get along. I say sharing is caring. So, but real quick, so let's see here. There are five, okay? There are five types, but in this uh, there are five. So one of them is a hybrid. So the first one is the generator. All right. Um, and she talked about in the video, she talked about knowing your type, your strategy, and your authority. So the types are the generator, the projector, the manifester, the reflector, and then the manifesting generator, which is that's the hybrid of the two. So this is the generator, and the generator's strategy is wait to respond. All right. And so that means that basically you have to wait for someone to initiate something in order for you to respond to it. All right. So can you see how this can be like a nerve-wracking thing? Like, so if you're a generator, let me know. Generators make up a majority of the population. There are like more generators in the world than any other type. All right. So let's go to the next one. The next one is the reflector. Now, the reflector is someone who has to wait and decide. This is the person, they wait, they literally have to contemplate. That is their strategy. Reflectors are not someone who can make decisions quickly. That's not the way, that doesn't work best for them, and to be someone that decides things quickly. Reflectors is someone who has to wait in order to respond to something. That's their strategy. That's what works best for them. All right. All right. The next one is the projector. Woohoo! Where the projectors at? I'm a projector. So the projector has to wait to be recognized and invited. So I'm gonna come off screen because I need y'all to see my face when I say this. So as a projector, I have to do these things and wait for y'all to show up at the door and invite me and say, "Hey, hi, I see you. I see you. Can you come?" Like that's what I have to do. And that is something that I had to learn. And when I recognized it, I was like, oh, huh. It didn't make it feel comfortable. It was definitely that resistance. I'm like, why I gotta wait to be invited? Like, why? It's like that's like standing at the window waiting, looking through the curtain, right? While everybody's eating cake and everything like that, and I gotta wait for somebody to invite me in. They gonna be like, oh, you can come. But really, what I developed over the strategy, and one of the reasons why this year has been so shifting for me, so monumental in the shift, is because um, doing things like the podcast, getting out and speaking, is me showing up per se. So it's almost like I have to show up and still be invited. So it's like until I actually get invited, I'm just in the process of creating. I'm just in the process of saying, "Hey, this is what I do," and then waiting for someone to say, "Oh, I see you. Please join us," type of thing. So that is the strategy for projectors. So if you're a projector out there in the world, join me and we're going to make it work. Okay. All right. And then manifestors. Manifestors inform before taking action. Manifestors, you would almost like consider the manifestor like the lucky one. Excuse me. Because they can just be like, okay, look, this is what I'm about to do. This is what I'm about to do. That's that whole manifesting thing. Like they probably are able to enact the law of attraction um, very easily, because they can really that really is the power of speaking and before acting. So if they do it with great confidence, then they can move forward. Like I'm not very well versed in the authorities. Okay, I'm gonna skim over them real quick so that you can see them, but that's not my thing. But manifestors, their strategy is to inform before action. So they say, hey, look, this is what I'm about to do, and then it gets done. So that is how they operate. If you're a manifestor, you make sure that you let people know what you're getting ready to do, and then you do it. And like she said in the video, that can be a struggle for people to announce what you're going to do, because that's like this humility thing. It's so many different things. It's the resistance to the way, it's a resistance to the flow of energy and how the energy flows in your life. So I'm a big person with I'm big on universal law, and I'm big on energy and understanding energy, and this concept of human design really helped me comprehend things more. I am again a projector, someone who takes in a whole lot of we take in a lot of energy. We take in a lot of information, and then you know push it back out. But that is for me, it was very helpful to gain this information because it helped me understand um, more of how things worked in the universe. That's just me. And I'm just saying. I mean, and I can see the results and how it's paid off. I'm just saying. That's just me now. That's just me. Shout out to the manifesting generators. Okay, I see you out here, Talaya. Talaya is a manifesting generator. All right. I think let me know. Uh-oh. Oh, all you hybrids in the building. Okay. All right. I love it. I love it. Okay. Y'all out here doing big things. You manifesting generators make things happen. Y'all have a lot of energy. Manifesting generators. Yes, y'all do. That's yes, y'all do. Yes, y'all do. What was I going to say? I think that was what I was going to do for all of that. Yes, that was it. But no, I wanted to say something else, y'all. I forgot what I was going to say. I really did. Nonetheless, I think it's I think it's very important. Oh, deconditioning. So I loved what she said in the video, and then I'm going to wrap it up with this because in our new way of thinking, because this is what I want to kind of bring home for you all, if nothing else. If you don't see this, a lot of times people see things that they don't understand sometimes as being unbelievable. It's that, but there's so much that we don't see. So what I want to people to take away from this particular show today, and the one thing that stood out to me when she was talking about the deconditioning. So one of the main things that I talk about in my program is how we are conditioned by life before a certain age, who we are, how we feel, what we think, how we learn. All these things are kind of poured into us without our consent as children. You know what I'm saying? Our parent, and it doesn't necessarily, I'm not judging it, I'm just stating it. So we're conditioned based on the things and how we were raised, right? And so when you as you grow up, you start to live this pattern of life, and at some point you outgrow it emotionally, spiritually, physically, because it is not who you are, it's who you have come to be based on what other people have told you. Okay. And it shows up a lot of different ways for a lot of different people. So my thing is to analyze that, to examine that and really pay attention to it. And then in order to discover who you are, you have to be able to see what isn't you, what is been told to you, what the conditioning was, and then decondition yourself in order to recondition yourself into your authentic self. And so that is why I really was excited about learning about human design, because it was really the same concept. It's really the same thing of knowing who you are and how you operate. And if you are used to a certain way, there's going to be that resistance. There is going to be that, oh, I don't do it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because we're used to doing things a certain way. We're used to knowing things a certain way. So it was very beneficial. It was very important to learn this information and understanding that as you journey to your authentic self, as you discover who you are, right? Understanding one that we are, this human body is as solid as it seems. We know that everything is energy. This human body is energy, it vibrates. All these things we have to take into consideration. If you think that you're this solid flesh and bone cannot be changed and penetrated in different ways, then I really hope that you would examine that and reevaluate who you are. Understand who you are just in human, as a human, in your human essence. All right. And let's start to ourselves, decondition ourselves of what people are telling us we should be. Discover who we are in our authentic selves so that we can live our best lives. Okay. You guys know I'm all about authenticity. Be earth you. Be who you were designed to be here on earth. Learn your human design. I think it goes together. I think it just goes together like, you know, greens and potato salad. I'm just saying. That's all I gotta say. All right, guys. I just want to say I love you guys so much. I hope that you enjoyed this show. I hope that you learned something new from this show. I hope that every time that you experience introducing that you meet new people, you learn new things, and you find a new way of thinking that expands your mind. That is what my goal is here, as I show up and hope that you invite me to the party. Okay. That's what I'm doing. I'm just doing the work that I've been called to do. So I definitely appreciate those who appreciate it, those who show up, those who share it, and those who take it in and run with it. All right. Um, yes. So Tay says, do not go by what you are told you are. Remember who you are. Make choices that will lead you to your authentic and true self. And that is the beauty of human design. Like, even if you look at your chart, it's kind of scary. But even if you pull your chart and you are, you have two manifesting generators, the chart's still going to be very different. And that again shows the uniqueness and the difference. Even though there are 4, 5 types, there are still so many combinations of the types. So you are still very much unique in your own way, in your own design. Remember that. All right. I'm a smart video girl, creative and influential visionary who shows up authentically and empowers others to think and live their best selves and live their best lives. That is me. I encourage you to discover who you are. Thank you for tuning in to Introducing. Next week, we're going to have a poet on. Is it still going to be Black History Month? It's still going to be Black History Month. So, as we wrap up Black History Month, we're going to be talking to a poet. Again, I thank you. Don't forget every Tuesday, 8 p.m., right here on YouTube. Share, like, and subscribe. And until next week, I wish you all the best. I'm gonna close today's show out with the old intro because I just like it. I just like it. Same song, different visuals. All right, y'all have a blessed evening. Peace and love.